Hello everyone. So a little different setting, but not really, because I'm on the floor of my bedroom because this thing is charging and it cannot charge on low battery. So I guess, yeah, it's at a point where it can charge and record at the same time. Because it was at like 3% and it didn't want to record while charging because it was at a critically low battery. But anyway, so earlier this morning, the CMA nominations came out for the 50th annual show, which is a pretty big show. I mean, 50 years. So I got my trusty sidekick here, called my iPod, and I'm going to give you my thoughts on the nominations. So we're going to start with Vocal Group of the Year. Lady Antebellum, Little Big Town, Old Dominion, Rascal Flatts, and Zac Brown Band. Now, the only ones I like here are Lady Antebellum, Little Big Town. So, I mean, nothing really there. So, I mean, I think I just really gave you my thoughts there. Vocal Duo of the Year, Brothers Osborne, Dan and Shay, Florida Georgia Line, Joey and Rory, and Maddie and Tay. Literally, I cannot stand Florida Georgia Line. I wish they would get hit by a train. The other ones, besides Joey and Rory, I don't care about. But it's so nice that they got a nomination. It's so sweet. I would like to see them win, to be honest. New Artist of the Year. Kelsey Ballerini, Brothers Osborne, Maren Morris, Old Dominion, and Cole Swindell. Well, I'm not a big fan of Kelsey Tortellini, so. And Brothers Osborne I've never heard of, and Old Dominion no. And Cole Swindell, I've heard of him. You know, he's done some stuff with like Luke Bryan and whatnot. But I'm gonna have to go with Maren Morris on this one. I really was not a big fan of her until a couple of days ago when I actually saw her open up for Keith Urban, and she was pretty good. So. And Single of the Year, Die Happy Man by Thomas Rhett, which I think nobody is surprised about that. Humble and Kind by Tim McGraw. My Church by Maren Morris. Nobody to Blame by Chris Stapleton. And Record Year by Eric Church. Look, Chris Stapleton is overrated. After last year's CMAs, Die Happy Man is overrated. Eric Church I don't bother with. And the other one, Stole Video of the Year from Carrie, so not that has to do with anything about it. I just wanted to point that out. So I hope My Church wins this one. Overall thoughts, they just went for the more popular stuff, you know. Male Vocalist of the Year, Dierks Bentley, Eric Church, Tim McGraw, Chris Stapleton, and Keith Urban. I noticed 2 people were missing. One of them is Luke Bryan. I don't understand why he's not in here. I could see why, but at the same time I don't understand. And Blake Shelton is not in here. Praise be to God. Was he in the eligibility period? I don't remember. Did he really say anything in the eligibility period? Again, I don't remember. I'm going to have to go with Keith Urban on this one because, again, I just saw him in concert a few days ago, so he's really good. I've always liked him anyway. Song of the Year, Burning House by Cam. This is a Songwriters Award, by the way. I'm just not going to list all the writers. It's too much work. Die Happy Man by Thomas Rhett. Humble and Kind by Tim McGraw. My Church by Maren Morris. And Record Year by Eric Church. Again, I'm going to have to go with Maren on this one. Die Happy Man's overrated. The rest I just don't really care about. Although My Church is pretty good. It's even better live. Music Video of the Year. Burning House by Cam. Fire Away by Chris Stapleton. Humble and Kind by Tim McGraw. Record Year by Eric Church. And Somewhere on a Beach by Dierks Bentley. Oh, yeah, I saw none of these videos. So why would Album of the Year, Black by Dierks Bentley. Hero by Maren Morris. I swear to God, she is slaying all of her faves here. Mr. Misunderstood by Eric Church. Ripcord by Keith Urban. And Storyteller by Carrie Underwood. Now, Carrie Underwood is my favorite here, so obviously I'm going to go for her. Black I have not heard. Hero, I heard a few songs, because again, I've seen her live. Mr. Misunderstood, I've never heard. Ripcord, I've only heard, like, John Cougar, John Deere, John 316, Wasted Time, and The Fighter. And, Storyteller, I've heard the entire album, so obviously I'm going to root for that. Albeit, they are pretty good nominations, but Luke Bryan's also missing, which is kind of weird. Oh, did anybody notice Jason Aldean was not Male Vocalist of the Year? High five. Female Vocalist of the Year, Kelsey Ballerini, Miranda Lambert, Maren Morris, Casey Musgraves, and Carrie Underwood. Okay, CMAs, I have a bone to pick with you here. Miranda Lambert literally did nothing during the eligibility period. She only did like one song for her soundtrack. And boom, that gives her Female Vocalist of the Year nomination. Okay, Kelsey Ballerini has released within the eligibility period a few singles. Maren Morris released an entire album. Casey Musgraves released a single or two. Casey is very underrated, so I'm also going to root for her here. And Carrie released an entire frickin' album. And 3 singles within the eligibility period. And Miranda does one song, and not even important for the CMAs, you know. What the hell? And y'all are probably gonna let her win. Because y'all like to give her the same freaking award. I'm surprised y'all did not even let her win Male Vocalist of the Year yet. Moving on. Musical Event of the Year. Different for Girls. Dierks Bentley by Dierks Bentley and Elle King. Home Alone Tonight by Luke Bryan and Karen Fairchild. The Fighter, Keith Urban and Carrie Underwood. Think of You by Chris Young and Cassidy Pope. And You're My Sunshine by Morgan Stapleton and Chris Stapleton. Again, Chris Stapleton is superbly overrated. He might have the talent, but he has the overrated part down pat. The Dierks Bentley and King one, I've only heard through like a live performance or two, but I think it's a pretty cool pairing. Home Alone Tonight, again, pretty cool pairing. You know, I love Karen Fairchild, you know, part of Little Big Town, and I love Luke Bryan. I actually seen the song live and in person before, so that's a good one. The kind of the weird one for me, but I'm not going to argue, was The Fighter, because it's not even a single. So I guess you don't even have to have it as a single. But I'm okay with this. Obviously, I'm going to root for this one because it's Carrie Underwood. And I've seen it live. Unfortunately, Carrie wasn't there, though. And Think of You by Chris Young and Cassidy Pope. I like this one. I like this one, too. So I'm going to be rooting for mainly The Fighter, but also Home Alone Tonight and Think of You. But neither of those are probably going to win. And finally, Entertainer of the Year. Garth Brooks, Luke Bryan, Chris Stapleton, Keith Urban, and Carrie Underwood. Carrie Underwood. Yes, you heard me right. Carrie frickin' Underwood. It is about frickin' time y'all let her into that category. Although y'all probably heard us complain and complain and complain, so you're like, oh, we should just give her the nomination. Y'all probably did that. But I don't care. Y'all finally got her nominated. Y'all finally did something right. Also, I'm kind of sad Shania Twain didn't make the cut. She did tour within the eligibility period, but maybe not during the majority of it, so maybe that's why So those kids I understand, but I would have loved to have seen some recognition for her. Chris Stapleton, I didn't even know he toured. Luke Bryan, I've seen him live. As a matter of fact, out of these nominees, I've seen 3 of them live. I've seen Keith Urban, Luke Bryan, and Carrie Underwood. Now, Garth Brooks, I see as probably the biggest competition in this category will be between Luke, Carrie, and Garth. Actually, at this point, I don't even care if Carrie wins or not. I'm just happy she got nominated. If she wins, that's a bonus right there. That's a full-fledged bonus. But, you know, that just made my day, you know. I wish Carrie was nominated for Song of the Year. And single. But hey, that just takes the cake. Did you also notice that Jason Aldean, who won ACM Entertainer of the Year this year, is not there? Oh. I mean, overall, the CMA nominations this year are pretty spot on. This year, it's not... I mean, it is about popularity in some cases, but as well, not. So, I mean, like I said, they're pretty spot on. So, it's whatever. So, CMA is you finally did something right, but at the same time, you did something wrong at the same time. But you mostly did something right. I mean, Carrie Underwood, an Entertainer of the Year, in the Entertainer of the Year category. Carrie freaking Underwood. After, like, a bajillion tours, you finally got her in there. Maybe it's because she is one of the top 10 most grossing tours of the year? Maybe.